Hi, diamond painting friends. It's Linda with Diamonds for Linda. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today, I just wanted to share how I cover my diamond paintings with like release paper, and most recently with the Forever Young diamond painting release section frame film. I really am enjoying working with these. The only thing is I would like them a little bit bigger. I like this size, but I would like to have an option of a bigger one. So when you have a lot of color blocking. But before we get into that, let me just go ahead and move little Goosey. She actually has a new outfit coming today. So hopefully we can get her in some new clothes. But just really quickly, I just wanted to share with you how I section off my diamond painting. So I don't measure and do all that. I know some people, they'll measure out their diamond painting and they will section the whole thing off. I have not sectioned my whole diamond painting off in a long time. And even when I used to section it off years ago, I never did the math. So, you know, there, as you can see, this is a big one right here. And these are more like 4 by 6 inches abouts. So I never did that. I know some people, they'll measure and then they'll get all their sections just right. But I usually don't measure off my whole diamond painting anymore. So what I do is this, you can see here, I have this row, and then I'm working on this row, and I still have some to finish here. So I usually section off 2 rows at a time. And as you can see, this row I'm done, so I cut the plastic off. And then I worked on this row. I kind of worked my way in because I think I was using this for a whip and chat, and I needed these rows to be as close to me as possible. So I kind of working my way in on this one. And so I will leave the plastic on because I don't have any release paper on this one. So I'm just using the plastic that came with it. This is a Diamond Art Club back when they had the thin plastic. And then as I go, I will keep this on. So like, as you can see, I haven't finished here. And then that way I can just kind of stick this here. It's a little bit harder to show with my fan blowing the air down. So as you can see, it's like hitting my plastic right here. But so I don't cut it off until I finish, and then I'll start this one, which will go up, and then I'll keep the plastic on until I finish this completely, then I'll cut it off, and then I will start the next row. And then since this one's pretty small, I don't need to put any more. What I will do actually is I will take this off and put it up here, and then I'll just kind of move that up as I go. Sometimes I reuse my washi tape. A few times actually, I'll take this long piece off, and then I'll use it up on the next one if my diamond painting was bigger. Sometimes it tears, so I can't do that, but I do try to reuse my washi tape as I go. So this one's actually been a nice washi tape. This is all my washi tape is those free ones that you get, at least 90% of my washi tapes. So this one's actually been a nice one, and sometimes they stick really well and sometimes they don't. So it's just the luck of the draw, I guess. So that's how I do, how this one is. And I just do these different ways. So this one right here, this one has release paper on it. And so what I do is I will do 2 rows of release paper, and then I'll work, like I'll take this one off, and let's say I'll work on these 2 to make this one square, since my release paper didn't fit. So I would take these 2 off and then work on this section. And this release paper is nice because it's thin, so I could roll this canvas up. And this is art release paper, but you can also get this on Amazon. I have Amazon release paper as well. That's like this flimsy. It's really nice because it does roll up. You can also use parchment paper from Walmart. That's the only one I've used, so that's the only one I can say that actually works. And then I'll keep this in case I decide like, oh, you know, you got a phone call and you can't finish, and then you don't get back to it that day. So then I could still put this down like this, even though I did some, but I still have this plastic to put down. So that's how I do that. And also another way, which I don't share here, I don't know, I just have these different ways, and just however I feel that when I'm kitting up or, you know, getting ready to work on one. And I'm just sharing them with you so you can have some other ideas if you don't like to section off or use release paper on your whole diamond painting. Another way I do it is I'll put a row of release paper, and then I'll put washi tape right here, and then that way I could bring my plastic back to where that washi tape is, and it also will let me know where my section ends. And then I'll work my way through, And then I'll get this release paper and put it up here. And then the washi tape that is here, I'll take off and put on the next one. And that's another way how I reuse my washi tape. So I'm doing release paper row by row. But sometimes it just works out better just to do 2 rows and then move these up here. And then I don't need to use the washi tape. So I should have gave you an example of that one, because I do that a lot. So I'll put a whole row of release paper, have my washi tape here, and then that way I have that end. It tells me where to end. So I do it that way as well. But now that I also have the, excuse me, and then I also just really quickly, I also do this with really pretty release paper that I've got from Crafts with Crashly and a few other places that I have bought some pretty release paper. But right now it's kind of like in storage, my release paper. So I just have this plain one to share with you all right now. And then with the Forever Young, I really like these windows. So I'm working on the painting this way. I know some people would probably work this way, but I wanted to work this way. So basically what I did was I had 2 rows. So this one has 2 rows right here. I just barely put some up here. I probably should have did that on camera. But what I did was I had 2 rows. So I had a row here and a row here. And then that way I could use this. I moved it up. I completed this row, and then I just took these little window things, and I put them up here. And as you can see, I didn't have enough to fit, like I fit 3, and then I have this little bit here. So what I do is I just put this right here, and then just it overlaps with this one. You could also do it like this, but it kind of comes off of your painting. So I just overlap it like this so it stays within the painting. And then again, if I decide that, so what I will do is I'll take this one off, and then I'll also take this one off, and I will do this section right here. And then I leave this paper on, because if I don't finish it, I could still roll it down. In fact, I'm going to cut this section off right here now that I finished this whole complete row. So that way I'll just have to deal with as I go. I'll cut it off as I go. So that's how I'm doing with this one. So as soon as I finish this row, then I will move this up here like that. And then since I have just a little bit left up there, when I take it off, I'll just do this whole section. So I just move these up. So if it was a bigger painting and I had more, I would just continue moving them up. You could fill it up. Like I don't normally fill my whole painting up, but I do have this small painting. This one is a small painting, and I be wanting to like just release paper the whole painting, but I have not done that before, because normally I don't finish my paintings. And with this, you can't roll it up, I don't think. Let's try it. I think it's too thick to roll up, unless I could get it in there like this. Well, I guess you could roll it up if you just, yeah, if you're just careful, you could actually roll it up like that. I don't know how. And then when you're ready, well, I didn't realize that. I was thinking it was too stiff. So let's try it on this one really quick. I guess this one still has the plastic on it, so that will help if you, so you can roll it up, especially if you leave the plastic on. So that's good to know. Interesting, y'all. But so this one, I just have it hanging up, and I'm working on it this way, and it actually, the 3 fit this way. And so I took the whole plastic off. So when I was doing this one, if you'll recall, if you watched my end of the month video, I didn't finish this in one sitting. I had planned to, but I didn't. So, so some of the glue was exposed as I had it hung up, but I did have it hanging up, and I knew there wasn't going to be any like dog hair or anything like that. So I finished it up the next day. And then, so with this one, I do plan to, work. When I sit down and work, I'm going to finish one section. And if I don't, I'll just hang it up. I don't mind a little bit glue exposed. I was going to save a piece of the plastic, but it flew off onto the floor, and then, you know, there's dust and dog hair, so I didn't even bother with it. So you could do that. And Or I could also take a piece from this one, but I'm not going to bother. It's just such a small painting. I plan to finish this one within the month, and I just hang it up when I'm not working on it. But the goal is to complete one section at a time. And these are pretty good sizes. So what I'll do is I'll just take this off the next. I'm not going to work on it today, but so I'll just take this off, work on it. Or if you know you're not going to finish the whole thing, you can always just do half of it and just work on this little half. So yeah, so that's the different ways that I section off my canvases. I know I kind of do kind of all strange. It's just when I feel like that time when I am going to work on it. Like here's another one really quick. So with this one, I just kind of sectioned it off like this. I didn't use any release paper or anything. And so what I'll do is the next section, I'll just move this up here, and then I'll move this. Actually, I might just do these big sections. I'm not sure. But that's how I did it. And as you can see, they're not like all even here. They're all different sizes. This one I didn't measure at all. Usually I will try to measure like a 4x6 as I go. And then I might have like a little bit extra. So then I start on that one with the, like if this one was like 4x6 right here, I'm not saying this is, but, and I had this little extra, then I just do this and I'll just do this whole section together. So it just depends on how I feel when I'm kitting up and what I want to do. But I did get these really nice. I'm really liking these Forever Young ones. And so this is how I'm using them. Most likely I'll be going row by row and not kitting up a whole diamond painting with this, although you can. And one day I want to do a bigger painting where I just put all the like the windows or release paper. So how do you use these, or how do you use release paper and washi tape? Let me know in the comments. I know there's so many different ways you can do this. So, but that's what I have for you today. Hopefully you found that helpful. I know I'm not always the best with sharing ideas because I have a hard time getting my point or thoughts out and across. So, but these are the ways that I am going to use them, and I really like them. I just really do hope that they make them a little bit bigger, like a 4x6, like maybe like, I don't know what size this is, but these are nice. Just so when you get those really color blocky areas, you can have a bigger section to do. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to be a sparkle in this world. And if you are here to the end, I think there are like squares. They may be like a blue square, a pink square. Since we are talking about sectioning your diamond painting off, let's put one of those emoji thingies down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.